Good day, everyone. Welcome to E-Nutrition Education. My name is DEVIBALA, student of 2nd M.Sc, Food Service Management and Dietetics. In this video, we saw about childhood stunting. Content of this education are introduction, causes of stunting, consequences of stunting, strategies for combating stunting, and conclusion. Stunting. According to World Health Organization, children are defined as stunted if their height for age is more than 2 standard deviation below the WHO child growth standard median. It is a condition where a child's growth and development are significantly impaired due to the chronic malnutrition, resulting in the child being significantly shorter than the average height for their age group. Stunting in child is significant public health concern that affects millions of children worldwide. Globally, approximately 162 million children under the age of 5 years are stunted. In 2020, more than half of all children under 5 affected by stunting lived in Asia and 2 out of 5 lived in Africa. Stunting is a cyclical process because women who were themselves stunted in childhood tends to have a stunted offspring, creating an intergenerational cycle of poverty and reduced human capital that is difficult to break. Causes of stunting. Stunting in children is typically caused by chronic malnutrition, which can result from various factors such as inadequate breastfeeding, inadequate complementary feeding, infection, the mother, home, and the poor quality of foods. Inadequate breastfeeding. Inadequate breastfeeding refers to a situation in which an infant does not receive sufficient breast milk to meet their nutrition needs, which can lead to malnutrition and other negative impact outcomes. These includes delayed initiation of breastfeeding, non-exclusive breastfeeding, and early cessation of breastfeeding. Inadequate complementary feeding. Complementary feeding refers to the introduction of the solid foods and other foods to the infant's diet in addition to breast milk or formula. Inadequate complementary feeding can occur due to various factors, including poor maternal knowledge and practice related to the feeding, inadequate feeding during and after illness, thin food consistency, poor feeding such as feeding the child insufficient amount of the food. Infection. Yes, infection can contribute to stunting in children. Recurrent infections such as diarrhea and respiratory infections can impair a child's ability to absorb nutrients and utilize the food they consume effectively. When a child becomes sick, their body diverts energy and nutrients towards fighting off the infections, which can result in decreased appetite and impaired nutrient absorption. Over time, repeated infection can lead to chronic malnutrition, which can result in stunted growth and impaired cognitive development. The mother can contribute to in children through various factors including poor maternal nutrition. Maternal malnutrition can increase the risk of stunting in children as the mother's nutrition status during the pregnancy and lactation can directly affect the nutritional status of the infant. Short maternal stature. Maternal height is a key predictor of child stunting, as shorter mothers are more likely to have a stunted children. Infections. Maternal infection during pregnancy, such as HIV and other infections, can increase the risk of stunting in infants. Adolescent pregnancy. Babies of adolescent mothers face higher risk of low birth weight, preterm birth, and severe neonatal condition. Birth spacing. The World Health Organization and other international organizations recommends that individuals and couples should wait for at least 2 to 3 years between the birth in order to reduce the risk of adverse maternal and child health outcomes. The other causes are IUGR, preterm birth, and hypertension in mothers can also cause a childhood stunting. The home. The home environment can play a significant role in causing stunting in children. Poor sanitation and water supply. It can lead to diarrheal disease and other infection that can contribute to stunting. Low wealth and socio-economic status. Socio-economic status can contribute to stunting in children through a range of factors related to poor nutrition, poor sanitation, healthcare and living condition. Food insecurity. It is defined as the lack of access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet dietary needs for an active and healthy life. Other than these, low status of women, low caregiver education, and inappropriate intra household food allocation can play a significant role in causing stunting in children. Poor quality of foods. It includes poor micronutrient quality, low diversity and intake of animal source foods, anti nutrient content, and low energy content of complementary feeding. Consequences of stunting. Concurrent problems and short term consequences of stunting are increased mortality and increased morbidities, reduced cognitive, motor, and language development, high health expenditures, increased opportunity cost for care of sick children. Long-term consequences includes decreased adult stature, increased obesity and associated comorbidities, low reproductive health. In developmental, it causes a decreased school performance and learning capacity, unachieved potential, and it causes a reduced work capacity and work productivity in stunted children. Strategies for combating stunting. Meet pregnancy nutrition requirement, proper breastfeeding practices, monitor child development, nutritious supplemental meal, and environmental cleanliness. Meet the pregnancy nutrients requirement. Pregnant women are urged constantly meet their nutrition demand in order to avoid early stunting. During pregnancy, they should take folic acid, iron, calcium, vitamin D, choline, omega 3 fatty acid, B vitamins, and vitamin C. The food that are rich in vitamin A are carrots, pumpkin, spinach, and the food that are rich in potassiums are orange, banana, and apricots. The sources which are the foods which are rich in vitamin D, vitamin A, potassium, and calcium are low fat yogurt and soy milk and skim milk. Proper breastfeeding practices. First 1 hour. Early initiation of breastfeeding within 1 hour of birth. First 6 months. Exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life. First 2 years. Introduction of nutritionally adequate and safe complementary food at 6 months together with continued breastfeeding up to 2 years of age or beyond. Monitor child development. Normal growth is a sign of good health and well being in children. Assessment of health and weight is the best indicator of child's growth as well as the general health. Abnormal growth may indicate the malnutrition or the existence of underlying diseases in the children. Most method of growth monitoring including height for age use a chart on which a child's height is plotted at intervals, ideally monthly, from birth to 5 years of age. Nutritious supplemental meals. Children needs to eat nutritious foods because their body are rapidly growing. Children may receive between 50% and 75% of their daily calories at the childcare facilities. Children can learn healthy or unhealthy eating habits at a very young age. Here I am provided with a food pyramid of the age of 1 to 5. Vegetables, salads, and fruits should be provided 5 to 7 servings a day. Whole meals, cereals, breads, potatoes should be provided with 3 to 5 servings per day. Milk, yogurt, and cheese should be 3 servings a day. 2 servings per day of meat, poultry, fish, and eggs should be given. Fat spreads and oil should be given in a very small amount. Foods and drinks are high in sugar and salt should be avoided. Children under 5 should have no foods with added sugars and salt. Environmental cleanliness. Kids occasionally pay little attention to how clean the surroundings are. They are particularly prone to illness. Parents' responsibility includes always keeping the child's play environment clean and keeping an eye on them. Conclusion. Stunting is a serious and preventable problem that affects millions of children worldwide. Addressing stunting requires a multi sector approach that includes improving maternal and child nutrition, access to clean water and sanitation, and healthcare services. By working together, we can help ensure that every child has the opportunity to reach their full potential and lead healthy and productive lives. Thank you.